Hello and greetings, and welcome to our free meditation this month. And we're doing a talk as well. I've got my little Lola sitting in my lap, as yesterday she had, poor thing, 9 teeth removed from her little mouth. So we've been babying her and treating her with the utmost care because she's just having a hard time. So today we are going to talk about abundance, a big topic for everybody. It's a favorite topic, really. For a lot of people, we all want abundance, and abundance is our birthright. It is who we are, but our mind wraps limitations around that. When we see something abundant, yes, but, or yes, you have to pay for that, though. It doesn't change the fact that it's abundant. We get to pay for it. We don't have to pay for it. We get to pay for it, and we have the abundance to do so. But there's more abundance than just that. And it's all around us. It's in the air. Where does abundance live in your life? And we're going to get into this in just a moment. But first, I want to share with you the mantra that we're going to do. And the mantra is about abundance. It's an abundance consciousness with the goddess Lakshmi, which she's just amazing. She's a Hindu goddess. And she's a Hindu goddess that this mantra is going to, it praises the divine goddess of wealth, of prosperity, of abundance. That's who one of the many aspects of the goddess Lakshmi. And she is a Hindu goddess, and she's quite revered, and she's beautiful. As you can see from the email, I have a picture of the goddess Lakshmi, and there's many, many depictions of her. Sometimes she has 4 arms, sometimes there's 2 arms, but it's a really beautiful depiction of the goddess Lakshmi. And the mantra basically seeks her blessings for wealth, prosperity, and abundance. And so the mantra is Mahalakshmi, Mahalakshmi Ashtakam, Ashtakam, Mahalakshmi Ashtakam. So what does that mean? Well, the first one, Mahalakshmi, her name is in it. It basically means the goddess Lakshmi, or Lakshmi the Great. It's an ode to the goddess Lakshmi. It's calling her divine energy to us. So that's the first word of it. And then Ashtakam means 8. Well, what does that mean? What does 8 mean when we're talking about this? So it actually is in reference to the 8 kinds of wealth. And so what are the 8 kinds of wealth? So material wealth, there's wealth of self-knowledge, wealth of form and victory, wealth of good food. Wow, how basic is that? Wealth of patience and courage. 2 virtues that are just, amazing to be able to encompass. Wealth of inform and power. Wealth of good luck and prosperity, and wealth of progeny. So according to Hindu philosophy, these are the 8 forms of wealth that we will be invoking, which are pretty balanced in our life. When we look at all of those are wonderful to have. Some of us may have some of them, others may have 1 or 2, some might not have them at all. So we're going to take a look at the abundance that we have currently in our life, and we're going to get ourselves in a place of abundance before we start our mantra. And before we do that, most people receiving this recording and this email probably have never experienced true poverty. I know I haven't, and I've been pretty broke, but I have not ever experienced true poverty. And we're pretty lucky in America because the poverty level is different than in other places of the world. Like we have running tap water in our homes. Um, we have shelter for the most part. There are some people, of course, that are homeless, but many of us have shelter, some form of shelter. I mean, even growing up, my mama was single, but I always had clean clothes, always had the ability to clean myself, always had shelter. I never opened the fridge and there was no food. Never. My mom always took care of me, always. She was great and she was single in the 70s and the 80s. I mean, that was a hard time. Yeah, I was a latchkey kid. I had to take care of myself a lot, but I never went without. Maybe I didn't have a house. Maybe I didn't have the trampoline I always wanted, but by no means were we in poverty. It was just a different way of living. And then you look at different parts of the world where they don't have clean water. Water is hard to access. Food is hard to access. Shelter is hard to access. Safety is hard to access. Well, that's a different lifestyle for sure, where many of us would see the poverty in that. But it's funny because Mike Dooley, if you follow Mike Dooley, he said, never judge how somebody else lives, because they might be looking at us in America going, wow, that lifestyle's not for me. I've got so much freedom. I could do whatever I want. I don't have to work 40 hours a week. I have lots of family around me. I could do lots of different things. So I always appreciate Mike Dooley for his great sense and perspective. And it's really true. We all just have different lifestyles. But we have a lot of abundance here, a lot of abundance. I mean, walk into the grocery store, it's prolific abundance. So before we go into our mantra, let's bring ourselves into that abundance space. So just follow along with me, and let's just relax. So let's take a long, slow, deep breath in through our nose. And release. And let's do that again. Long, slow, deep breath in. And as you release, gently close your eyes and just melt into your seat. Just relax. Feel your blood pressure slowing, your heart rate slowing. Feel the muscles start to relax, your shoulders soften, your back softens. And let's just envision an elevator right behind our third eye, right in between our ears, behind our third eye. And we want to come into our heart space. So we're going to enter this elevator. And we step into the elevator and we see a big green heart. And we push the heart and we see the doors close. And the elevator starts going down. And you observe this in your mind's eye of the elevator coming down through your head, into your neck, throat, collarbone, and bringing your attention right into the center of your chest. And the elevator doors open, and they open up into a beautiful, soft, green, welcoming light. And as you step out of the elevator, you relax even a little bit more. Continue to breathe through this process. Deep inhales in and feel good exhales as you release. And now let's think about all the abundance in our life. All the many items of abundance. Feel it in your heart, the air that you're breathing, the beautiful room that you're sitting in. Where do you feel abundance in your body? Take a moment and do a scan. Where do you feel abundance? I feel abundance in a portion of my body because I have a lot of energy there right now. I'm abundant in energy. There's a lot happening in my life. I have some excitement, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of chaos, a little bit of calm. There's just a little bit of everything happening. And because of that, it's housing in one part of my body, but nevertheless, it's still an abundance of energy that's there right now. Where is it in your body? Now let's think of a past abundance. Something fun. Don't listen to your brain. Don't listen to your brain. Put limitations on it. Remember a past abundance where you just felt truly, truly happy and abundant in that moment. What brought you joy? What brought you happiness? What made you feel abundance in that moment? Harness that feeling and keep it close to you as we look at all of the other abundances. The abundance of the stars above us and the worms below us. The abundance of ants under our kitchen sink. And the abundance of all the grains of sand that are on this planet. The abundance of water, trees, the abundance of greenery, the abundance of roads to get us to and fro, the abundance of transportation modes to help us in our modern life. Maybe it's the abundance of family, or on the other side, maybe it's the abundance of having full control of the remote, being able to choose whatever you want, whenever you want to watch. The abundances in our lives are endless. There is so much. And so as we turn our focus inward to all the beauty in our life, let's think about this quote. Your true nature is that of infinite spirit. The feeling of limitations is the work of the mind. By Ramana Maharshi. The feeling of limitation is the work of the mind. Abundance is your true nature. It is your birthright. See it as an open and wide, non-linear thing, that it's everywhere and it's surrounding you. And now let's take a long, slow, deep breath in as we continue to relax even further into our abundance. And now we're going to go into our mantra for just a few minutes. And we're going to practice this mantra. We're going to say it together out loud, once as a whisper, before we go into silent repetition of this mantra. So let's say it together out loud. Mahalakshmi Ashtakam. And now let's say it as a whisper. Mahalakshmi Ashtakam. And now let's repeat it over and over silently to ourselves. I'll watch the time. And remember, you may drift away to thoughts, sounds, or physical sensations. And it's okay if you do. As soon as you realize you've drifted away, just gently and easily come back to your mantra of Mahalakshmi Ashtakam. You can stop repeating the mantra and just let the stillness and silence settle in for just a few moments. And together, let's take a long, slow, deep breath in and release. Let's do that again. Long, slow, deep breath in and release. And now together, let's chant Om, the hymn of the universe, heralding our oneness and our time together. Deep breath in. And whenever you're ready, you may gently open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And let's bring a little bit more abundance into our life.